second, maybe try and make it. What's up, family and friends? Good afternoon, and welcome to this live broadcast. How are you doing? Hope you are having fun wherever you are. Life is good. Life is beautiful. Life is what you make it. It doesn't matter how you were born, where you were born, and where you are living. Life is what you make it. You make life good, life is good. You make life evil, life is evil. You make life fair, life is fair. You make life unfair, life is unfair. Life is what you make it. How is your life? It is not what people make it that life is for you or to you, but what you make it. You have to make your life how you want it to be, what you want it to be. It is in your hand, it is in your power to do that. Because as a man, you are a god. As a woman, you are a goddess. So I titled this, We Are Not Gods. We are not gods. It's a simple fact, but many people, it's difficult for them to get it. Because religion has eaten deep into their mind. They have that mindset that when you talk about God, you're talking about a ghost, dead people, beings you cannot see, beings someone has to worship, beings someone has to sacrifice something to, all that. If you have been following what I've been saying, you understand that you don't need to worship any god or goddess. You don't need to sacrifice anything to any god, to any goddess. No. And some of you are still confused about what I'm actually saying, thinking I am supporting spirituality, African spirituality. No, I don't support African spirituality, just as I don't support religion. Both of them are the same shit in different toilets. They're the same thing. They are based on faith, and that faith thrives on fear. Without fear, that faith dies. And that faith is fake. So, but if you're an African, instead of you having religion, religion is foreign to Africa. Religion is foreign to Africans. Have your own ancestral stuff. Instead of you having what your oppressors gave to you, which is religion, like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, is not part of Africa. It's not of Africa. And that's why they will never benefit Africans. They will never be of good to Africa as a continent. They will never benefit Africans as a people. So we must understand the difference. Instead of you, an African, being a Christian, being a Muslim, being a Jew, why not being a spiritual that they say your ancestors had? African spirituality will work for Africans than religion, because the people that know their God, the God of your own people will work for you. The God of other people will never work for you, because other people force their God on you. No normal people worship the God of other people. You have to be slave to have the other people's God. Every people made their God, because every God is man-made. No God made any people. It is people that made God. Whether you call it the God of Israel, God of America, God of Europe, or God of whatever land you call it, it is people in that land that made that God. God did not make the people. God is like money. People make money. Money don't make people. Do you get that? God is like money. That's why in their money it said, in God we trust. When you have that God called money, you can purchase weapons to fight and win a war. In God we trust. Has anybody seen God? No. But in God we trust. Have anybody seen God? No. But in God we stand or we believe in God, but you have not seen the God. Because man who created God know that you will ask questions, you will not believe it, you will say, no, I don't take that. Show me that God. They make God invisible. Incorporeal. You say, where is God? He says invisible. Then how do you know it's God? So some of them say God is a woman. Some of them say God is a man. All bullshit. God is nothing. God does not exist. Wake up and stop fooling yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. Above all, stop lying to yourself. You have not seen that God you believe in. You have not seen that God you worship. It is people that tell you about God. And that's why we say that people are more important than God. Without people, you will not believe in that God you believe. It is people that tell you about that God. God never tell you about any people. You have to travel to know the people, and other people will tell you about people. But no God speaks, no God acts, no God shows up, because God is invisible. Man made God invisible. God did not make any man. So that's why you see believers, all they have is make-believe. They were made to believe there is freedom for them after death. There is something good for them after death. There is heaven for them after death. There is hellfire for the unbelievers after death. Man made up all those things. There is no God that gave you any law or commandment. It is people that made up the laws, the rules, the regulations, the laws guiding them. It is people that made them all up. We are not gods. We are gods and goddesses, men and women, male and female, he and she. That's what we are. We are not gods. Saying we are gods, some of you are saying it because religion taught us so. This foreign religion taught us, and they said we are gods. Especially Christians, they quote Psalm 82. And let me show you some trick there. 8 plus 2 equals to 10. Then go to John chapter 10. You see they use it to quote Psalm 82. 8 plus 2 equals to 10. John chapter 10. So from Psalm 82 to John, you jump to John chapter 10. He said, ye are gods. He said, if he called them gods, to whom the word came. The word came. It is the word. It is the word. Who said those words? Not any God. It were people that said the words. And they make you believe it is the word of God. They tell you, he said, ye are gods. How can you look to people, male and female, women and men, and say they are gods? It's like saying that people, everyone is homosexual. I am not homosexual. I love women. I have sex with women. So, but if you call me a homo, I get upset because I'm not. And some of them, when they see my muscles, they think I'm homosexual. They think I'm gay. One guy, he keep telling me, no, I only fuck African women. I don't fuck African men. You know, your body, the way your body look. I said, if I see your penis, I will cut it off. We are not gods, my people. Understand the mindset they want to create in you. They want to create in you that men are greater than women. Men are not greater than women, and women are not lesser than men. We are all equal human beings. We are here to do our part, to play our part in this world called universe. We are not gods and we are not goddesses. We are gods and goddesses. I see some women, I am a god. You are not a god, you're a woman, you're a goddess. Say who you are. Unless you're a lesbian. Or bisexual now, or transgender, because now they have some women are transgendering themselves to become men, and some men are transgendering themselves to become women. Bullshit. But every human being with penis is man. Every human being with vagina is woman. No matter who you are, no matter how confused you are in your head, no matter how you try to hide it, no matter the drug they use to make you believe so, or no matter the feelings that make you believe so, Oh, I have feelings towards my fellow woman. I think I am bisexual. I am transgender. I am lesbian. No, you're not. You're not. Something made you to feel that way. But that's not who you are. You have vagina, you're a woman. You have penis, you are a man. Use your own village as example to know who is making the laws. Those things they tell you that this is the commandment of the God of God or the gods of the land. When you are talking about the gods of the land, I say use your village to know, understand who makes the law, who determines what happens, who determines who go into exile, who determines who is locked up, who determines all that. It is your fellow human being, not any god. In your village meeting, you have president, you have people saying, okay, this is what we bet. All of them, they started one day. And that's what many of you don't know. When you talk about ROC, you begin to talk about, because they have corrupted everything and we accepted it. ROC cause, but God is ROC. ROC simply means spirit, just as voodoo, spirit. People came together, or somebody came together and built something and put and said they are putting themselves in this. This will be working for them. It's our natural power, but they gave it to an object, and that object begin to work because man have power to do so. Man have power to create things. And but a man cannot create anything with life in it by himself. A man needs a woman to do that. A man by himself can create anything that doesn't have life. A woman by herself can create anything that doesn't have life. But for them to create anything that have life, they have to come together in what we call sexual intercourse. When they have that sex, the woman conceives and the baby is formed in the woman's womb, not by any god. It is by the body of the woman. That's why some people say the woman is God. No, woman is goddess. Without the man, the woman cannot create any human being. The woman cannot conceive any human being. So if a dog has sex with a woman, because the body is meant to form anything that egg catches, whether it's from dog, whether it's from goat. So but if a woman want to have her kind, want to have human being, he must take another human being which is male to get her pregnant. Are you getting it? So when you are talking about God, we are not talking about an invisible creator. When we are invisible creator, when we are talking about goddess, we are not talking about invisible creators or invisible beings that flies about and all that. Those things are things that even man also have power to do. Man have power to transform into whatever. You don't know that. Some men, some people, it's a natural power. It's not a spiritual anything. You see yourself sometimes flying in your dream and all that, all right? Sometimes they're showing you the power you have, but you say no, it's a demon, evil spirit. You begin to say, since I have that dream, things have not been well for me. I've been sick. Mindset. When you are talking about gods and goddesses as the god of the land, no, that's not what I want to say. I want to say this. When you are saying gods of the land, and you say you are talking about your ancestors, you are also wrong, because our ancestors weren't gods. They were gods and goddesses. You must state it as it is, because if you don't, although you think you are saying the truth, is half truth, and the half truth is a lie. The truth is this: our ancestors were gods and goddesses. So when you are talking about the land, you're supposed to be talking about the gods and goddesses of the land. The land is not made up of only male or only men. It is made up, or was made up and still made up, by men and women. You and I won't be here today if not for those men and women. That's why we call them the gods and goddesses of the land. Honoring them as part of us, not worshiping them as God that can do anything. No, our ancestors cannot do anything for us. They are dead, but they are living in us through blood. Do you understand that? It's not any spiritual nonsense. It's when people begin to manipulate you. That's why spirituality and religiosity, they are all instruments of manipulation. And that's where they created hierarchies. It's spirituality and religiosity that created all this hierarchy among us. This one is greater than this one. This one is because this one have some certain power that maybe other people don't understand. He think, okay, I am better, I am greater, everybody will bow before me. No, those things are wrong. Whatever you are and whatever you have is for our common good. Use it to bless everyone. And that's where you see the error of religion and the spirituality. What are they doing for our people? What are they using it to do to better lives? All they are using it is to challenge themselves, to prove who is who. We will know who is a man and who is a woman today. Nonsense. Oh, you are a woman. You bend down and open your leg to urinate. And you are talking where I'm talking. Shut up. There are things women can do, men cannot do. There are things men can do and women cannot do. That doesn't mean they are lesser than one another. No, they are not. They all have their own part to play in this life we are living. But religion came and divided us. Spirituality came and divided us. Somebody asks, what is the difference between religion and spirituality? It's simple. Religion is organized. Spirituality is not organized. In spirituality, you are free to believe whatever you believe, and nobody will fight you. Nobody will come and is coming to control you or anything. Spirituality, you believe you're worshiping this tree. Okay. You believe you're worshiping this. Okay. That's spirituality. But religion, they organize it. This is the way everybody must believe. If you don't believe this, we kill you. If you don't believe in Muhammad, we kill you. If you don't believe in Jesus, we hate you and you go to hell when you die. The religion, they are organized religion. They believe the sentence spiritual or spirituality people believe, but they are organized. Spirituality is not organized. That's why, see, you can dress anyhow in spirituality, but in religion, not like that. They say dress like this. This is how we dress. This is how we behave. In spirituality, no. In spirituality, it's onyenachie. Spirituality, that's why they believe there are other goddesses everywhere. But the real gods and goddesses are human beings, dead or alive. And that's why the living human beings honor the dead human being, not to worship them, but acknowledging them as their source. Without them, they won't be here today. I have a father and a mother. Without them, I won't be here today talking. You say, if my parents did not have me, who knows what another parents will have me, period. You get that? So that shouldn't make you also living like slave, because that's another thing I see people speaking and living like slave, like, without their parents, they will not exist. Who told you that? Who told you? All of us, we are in this together. We are together. We don't owe each other. We don't own each other. We don't own each other. Like my parents own me or I own my children. No, we are in this together. We are human beings. We are here to better ourselves. But religion, spirituality came and to confuse and divide us and make us living a miserable life where we're supposed to be enjoying life. Life is good until you begin to have beliefs and faith. But when you use your brain, you will see that life is good. Life is simple. Life is easy. Life is sweet. Life is fair. Life is the best. We are gods and goddesses. Somebody asked me who created the earth. He was trying to defend God and Jesus. I said, who told you the earth was created? Have you seen anyone you believe created the earth? Because they brainwash us to believe if this thing exists, there must be somebody that created it. But I've given you that example before. But if till today, all the people in the world, the educated people in the world, the archaeologists and all that, the people that are digging to find out the past truth, none of them can say this is how the Great Pyramid in Egypt and the Great Sphinx were created. And they were man-made structures. Our ancestors built them. Nobody knows how they were built. But you believe God created heaven and earth. But if I tell you our ancestors are the one that created heaven and earth, you say it's a lie. But you believe the lie that there is an invisible God that created heaven and earth. You believe that lie. And you are ready to hate for it. You are ready to kill for it. Then why can't you think if our ancestors created or built the great pyramid that is today, nobody know how it was made, and nobody know how this heaven and earth was made. Nobody know that. Nobody can tell you this is how we came into being. That's why religion created telling you there is a first man and first woman. No, it's a lie. No, anybody that tell you there is first man and first woman is lying. The person is speaking out of lie because it's a myth. It's a story people made up. The ancient people had that myth before the Jewish people copied it, Christians copy it, Muslims copy it. All of them built on lies. None is untruth. Nobody know how the Great Pyramids was built, and it was built by our African ancestors, the Egyptians. That's why they hated us so much. They said, the Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. Why? It is the wisdom of the Egyptians that made them great. The Romans, the Greeks, they don't know how to build. Our ancestors taught them to build. And they are the real gods and goddesses you should honor because they are part of you. But they deceive you, they brainwash you to begin to honor one God you have not seen. They took the God the ancient Egyptians made up. It's made up also. It has no source. It's made up. And they tell you now it's God, it's invisible, it's Yahweh, it's Jehovah, it's I think some say it's Osiris, the Egyptians. And all that made up has made many lives miserable, has made many people living a fake life, hoping that someday they will see what they believe. You cannot see what you believe. You see what you work for. You see what you work for with your hands. That's what you will see. Believing is just like making wishes. Just like when you pray for what to happen. You see children praying for God to bless their parents. Why are you praying for God to bless your parents? It is your parents that are supposed to be making such prayers. Your parents are supposed to be the one providing for you, not you providing for them, but they have changed everything. Unless your parents are too old to do all that. We are gods and goddesses because we have the mind and the power to make things happen. Not because we are spiritual beings. No, we are natural. Every power you're talking about is every power in this world is natural power. It is people that say, no, this one is spiritual, this one is religious, all that bullshit. It is still people making things happen. So when you don't know things, don't make up things to say this is the truth about it. If you don't know, say you don't know. That's the difference between the woke nation and the believers. Believers insist what they don't know exists, and what they don't know, this is what now they make up to be the truth. As they make up Christmas, the birth of Christ and all that, they make believe, but it's not true. You don't know how the heaven and earth came into being. You don't know. So why are you killing yourself and talking about it? You say, yeah, there must be origin. Of course. But you don't know it. So say you don't know it. You say there must be God. You have not seen it. Say there is no God. There is no God until you see God. How can you say there is God you cannot show, that I cannot show up? And you still saying the people that say there is no God, they are fools. No, you are the blind fool. You are idiot that is living by faith. Blind faith. Blind faith means you are stupid. If there is origin and you don't know it, say you don't know. Period. Don't make it say, okay, it is God. It is this. No. We are the real gods and goddesses who are making the things you see today, not any invisible God. They are visible gods and goddesses who are making things happen. So do your part. Let me do my part. And that's how life goes on. Peace.